it's Rich Tehrani with TMCnet. Thanks for watching. We are in Santa Clara for our Editors Day 2016, and Ittai Bareket with Netformx is with us. Ittai, how are you?
Good, Rich. Thanks for having me.
Likewise, welcome back to the show. I was figuring we should start talking a little bit about what your company does, because maybe not everyone's seen our last video.
Right. Well, thank you. So Netformx has been around for about 20 years, and we focus on enabling sales team of solution providers to generate proposals faster, more accurately, so those can be deployed successfully. And in the recent couple of years, we actually added the profitability aspect as well. So being able to generate those more profitably and not only contribute to the top line, but also the bottom line as well.
Fantastic. Now, in terms of news, has there been anything recent that we should know about?
Well, we're seeing the industry transform and digitize, right? So we actually are launching this notion of transform and digitize, how our user community, which is the solution providers or the manufacturers and the cloud providers and so forth, can look at their enterprise, understand what they have, and then transform them and digitize them to the business outcome that is desired by them to be more successful.
And in terms of the kinds of customers that typically buy from you, is there a certain group?
Well, we look at them as solution providers, so those that sell IT solutions to the enterprises. So it could be the folks like the Cisco Junipers of the world, and there are thousands and tens of thousands of resellers, right? Including the telcos, so folks like a British Telecom, or integrators like a Dimension Data. But large or small, I think they're all facing the same challenge of understanding what their customers or potential customers have today and how they migrate them to a better business outcome. How do they make them more digitized, right? So there's a lot of notion around that, but how do practically, how does a sales team, approach an enterprise and say, look, you're on-premise today, we can take you to the cloud and give you, better solutions, better services, but still you'll need a firewall, et cetera, on-premise. So building that transformation is what our solutions are about to enable those sales teams.
Fantastic. And are you seeing a lot of evolution in terms of the channel, what's happening to them?
Yes, clearly the channel needs to continue evolving, and we're seeing that both in the business transformation, so moving more to as a service, moving more to consumption models from a selling perspective. But I think also we're seeing the channel need to provide more than just solutions and services, but also development services, so help with application deployment services and build more upon the existing infrastructure.
Fantastic. So in the future, can we expect some new things that you can talk about right now? Or?
Yeah, so where we're investing in right now is actually we have, since we support the life cycle of generating proposals in the industry, then we have a discovery engine. So the ability to understand what a customer has right now installed, and then building migration paths to where they want to get to from the business outcome perspective. So we currently have that, and we're building more into what I call business outcomes. So think about, let's say, healthcare, right? If you're selling to healthcare, there's small, medium, let's say large hospital, right? So those could be a reference architecture of what a ultimate hospital would look like. So the ability to come in and leverage our discovery engine as an example, understand what a hospital has today, map it against that reference architecture of the future, and say, oh, okay, here's the upgrade path, here's what you need to do to get there, and the business outcomes will come. That's what we're working on right now.
So what do you think the primary reasons are that your customers are choosing Netformx over other solutions?
Well, I think the market is extremely competitive. So we have case studies that show that generating proposals is 80% faster, leveraging our solutions, and that we can help increase profitability by at least 1%. So when the solution provider is out there looking for how do I make my sales team more effective, how do I transition them in the business models that need to be transitioned, how do I make sure they're more profitable, that's when they look at Netformx.
And are there any trends in terms of the margins that you can discuss? I'm not sure if that's something you know off the top of your head, but hardware percentages that the resellers are making, things like that?
Well, margins are shrinking, on the hardware for sure. And we're seeing companies like Cisco move to more of a subscription model, which, seems to be the next way. But when you really think about it, it started a while back, right? What's managed services? Managed services is subscription model for the equipment, right? So now I think the vendors are starting to adopt that, that model as well. And channels have to follow suit very quickly.
Great. Did we leave anything out? Is there anything else?
No, I think, yeah, it's very good questions. I appreciate it.
Thanks. And how do people find you?
Go to www.netformx.com. It's
Spell it out for us, please.
yeah, netformx.com.
Perfect. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it.